Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Report.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Nick Streff, Deputy Director of USDA's Northern Office of the National Agricultural Statistics Service, joins us. Nick, the latest numbers from NASS came out in regards to the size of the U.S. soybean crop and Kansas soybean crop. Let's first focus on the size of the U.S. crop. What were some of the numbers?
The latest numbers from our October 1 survey showed the U.S. soybean crop is forecast at 3.89 billion bushels. That's down 1% from September and down about 1% from last year.
Were there any changes as far as yield size and harvested acres?
Yes, there were some changes. On a yield perspective, we're looking at it was up slightly on the U.S. level at 47.2 bushels per acre. And acres harvested for grain are at 82.4 million bushels. That's down 1% from September and down 1% from last year.
Now, as far as the state of Kansas is concerned, what did USDA's latest estimate show for what we may have for the Kansas soybean crop?
On the Kansas side of things, we're looking at a potential forecasted production of 144 million bushels. That's up 3% from last year. The yield is forecast at 37 bushels per acre. That's unchanged from September, but it's up 1.5 bushels from last year. And the production increase is coming from a revision to harvested acres for Kansas, which revised the acres up to 3.9 million acres.
And that was kind of the overall theme for a lot of grains, that it was just going to be less harvested acres, even though we could see that yield go up. But just a lot of less harvested acres in this case.
Yeah, correct in some cases. For the Kansas soybean number, it was actually a revision upward on the soybean side of things based on the most up-to-date FSA information for October.
And, Nick, looking at the U.S. crop again overall with the number of 3.89 billion, that's got to be pretty close to the all-time high?
Correct. If this is realized, it would be the second highest of all time. Last year, the record production was 3.93 billion bushels.
All right, Nick, we appreciate you joining us to update us on the latest U.S. soybean and Kansas soybean crop production numbers.
Thank you.
And that is Nick Streff, who is Deputy Director of USDA's Northern Office of the National Agricultural Statistics Service, as he updated us on the latest USDA NASS estimates on the U.S. soybean production and Kansas soybean production for 2015. He joins us on this edition of the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Report. Stay tuned for Kyle's visit with Brent Leopold with ITC, the Independent Transmission Company.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand. And I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.